Hello and welcome to the first day of Cows Week 2009. It's 183 years since this regatta began, which makes it the oldest in the world by far. And despite the recession, numbers aren't too bad. We're down just 15%. And with 883 boats, those are numbers that many regattas would die for. The weather's not great, but we're looking forward to 8 days of racing ahead. And don't forget, we'll be bringing you daily video reports, so check in regularly. The Solent was wall-to-wall greyness today, and the wind at start time was southerly, which gave the fleets reaching starts to the west with the tide.
Sorry?
The SP3s were first away, but with 63 boats, they're not the largest class this year. That honour has returned to the X1 designs with 80 boats. IRC Class 1 were racing for the Queen's Cup today. It was first presented by Queen Victoria in 1897, and today a 14-strong fleet, including the TP52s Rio and Pace, was sent on a 40-mile course that took them as far as the Bridge Buoy beyond the Needles, before returning to Cowes. The fleet included the new Kerr 46 Tonnerre de Brescans, 4 Far 45s, a Class 40 and the classic 12-metre Italia. Charles Dunstan's TP52 Rio took line honours after 4 hours of racing, and also won on corrected time to take the Queen's Cup. The other TP52 Pace finished second on the water and on handicap, while Piet Vroon's impressive Tonnerre de Brescans was third. Last across the line today was Natalie Jobling's Class 40 Orca, while Dark and Steamy is Cleaning Redress, and Seawolf 2 retired. There were 48 entrants in Class 3 today, the biggest of the IRC divisions. They were sent on a 30-mile, 13-mark course, which took them nearly to Hurst, before returning to the Central Solent and then to the finish. Despite the wet and gloomy conditions, the sailors had some good close racing. The 12-year-old J90 Joe 90, one of the higher-rated boats in the fleet, was doing well on the water, and by the end of a 4-hour race, they finished just 27 seconds astern of the Elan 410 Premier Flare. On corrected time, though, Joe 90 took the win, while Premier Flare dropped to third. Jonty Layfield's J39 Sleeper, a mid-fleet boat on ratings, sailed really well to take second on handicap. While the black group boats start on the outer line, the smaller day boats in white group start inshore, close to the squadron, and the spectators on the shore. The SB3s all got away cleanly on their 9-mark, 21.4-mile course, which took the leaders just under 4 hours to complete. Roger Hudson's Spirit of Cape Town sailed to line honours, just 9 seconds in front of Jeff Carbuff's ProVela.com. Many of the Dragon fleet here raced in their recent Edinburgh Cup and South Coast Championship, and so they're definitely race ready. Today's winner, Len Jones's Rumours, displayed its persistent force at the front of the class, winning in 3 hours and 8 minutes. Len's looking to go one better than last year's second overall. Martin Mackey's Ganador took second today, ahead of Eric Williams' Ecstatic. 2008 champion Julia Bailey's Amy came in 5th this afternoon. The Extreme 40s have returned to Cowes for their UK round of the iShares Cup. The 9 Extremes are racing for the first 3 days of Cows Week, with short courses close to the shore. Yesterday, we asked Shirley Robertson, skipper of Team iShares, how she felt about sailing on home waters.
Oh, I don't know if there's that much local knowledge involved. I mean, I suppose we're used to sailing in tide, and I think that will be a factor, getting used to that. But the calibre of the sailors is so high that, I mean, goodness, most of them have sailed around the world, so they'll get the hang of it pretty quickly. It's going to be good here, and I think really worth coming to spectate. We're going to sail right off the beach. I mean, even just looking at behind me just now, there's lots of boats sailing past, and I think even without getting on the water, you'll feel like you're in the thick of the action.
New to the class is Mike Golding, more at home at the helm of an Open 60.
Well, we're still very new to the circuit. This is our third regatta. with the boat, and our third time with the boat, so we're still pretty green. So I doubt we'll do. Our expectations are quite low, but we are steadily improving, and we're seeing better and better results.
The first day of racing brought light and fluky winds under the island shore and miserable conditions for the spectators. But it didn't stop the sailors fighting for every place in the 6 short races. This first day of their regatta belonged to Pete Cumming and the crew of Oman Sail Masira. They showed superb teamwork to take 5 wins and a third. Our local sailor Shirley Robertson had her best result in the series so far and ended the day in second place, but 15 points behind the leader. After scoring 6-5-6 in the first 3 races, the French team Gitana Extreme pulled it together to take a 2-3-3 and end the day in third, just 2 points ahead of Loic Perron's Oman Sails Renaissance. The weather should be nicer for the spectators tomorrow, when the Extremes will again be performing just off the beach. The talk in Cowes this year will be about the lack of a title sponsor and the impact of a recession, but the sailors we spoke to before the racing started were unworried.
For us it doesn't make any difference.
But it's a pity that Scania is not doing it anymore. It's a Swedish company and I'm a Swede.
Well, we're certainly noticing that in the High Street. It's much quieter than it has been on previous years. But I'm hoping not. But you know, a lot of the locals have all got together and we're paying for the fireworks ourselves and things. So yeah, it shouldn't be too bad.
No, I think the main thing about Cowes Week is the sailors, and the sailors will be here, I'm sure.
So that's it from the first day of this year's Cowes Week. Join us tomorrow when we've been promised some sunshine. Check on Cowes Online for our daily video schedule. And don't forget you can watch the starts live on our Squadron Cam.